Hey girls, here's your scouting report for VSA Rush. Um, for the first match in the playoffs, we are looking forward to watching you guys play. Remember, with any of these scouting reports, it's a guide. It's something to give you an idea of what to expect from the opponent. But like we've been talking the last couple of days, we should have the ball enough to be able to, you know, move the ball quickly, switch the point of attack. We can play in behind their back line when they play. They have a high line. They'll attack in really a 4-4-2 shape. Looks like a lot of players in the middle, but really it's just a direct ball into forwards, to two forwards, and they hope to get something out of it. They can be pressed into mistakes when we're defending them, so it's going to be super important to be ready to receive the ball and transition quickly into open spaces. And then when you defend them, whether we're pressing or not pressing, just make their play predictable, and they'll give us the ball, a little bit more often. So you'll see here, just from their defensive shape, they're in black, playing against Lufus. You can see again how straightforward their defensive shape is. Okay, lots of areas to play into forward feet. Lots of area to play into outside backs or switch the point of attack. Yes, they have some players in the middle of the field, but they're not going to really hurt. And then you can see how high of a line that was when the ball was played in behind. Just super important for us to recognize wherever there's open space that we need to make sure we attack it. This is them a little bit deeper. Again, you can see how they're pretty narrow. Okay, so what we did today, in terms of the building through, and the passing exercise that we did, we're getting the ball out wide, and then once they all shift over here, we can even swing the ball one more time the other direction. So we should have some opportunity to get open, but outside backs should be able to get forward as well. You can see forward passes. If we can check two, we can receive this ball as well. Super important. Again, they're very narrow. And the more we play the ball down the middle of the field, the easier it is going to be for them to defend. So the ball's rolled out, two forwards spread out like this, and then you'll see how they respond. And so this ball could probably not just be switched, but we could play in and then through the six and then switch the point here, just as an option. So lots of solutions. You guys will certainly figure it out, but again, look at what their shape looks like and make sure we can get through them. Lots of ways to break lines. And then if she turns there, she could probably slip that there, even slip it in there. So just recognize these moments where we can play forward. Let's make sure we get after it and try and score goals as early as possible. As you see, they got the ball and they turned it over right away, or they kicked it to one of the forwards. Again, this Lufus group, while this is a little successful there, they're just dribbling into where they have 5 or 6 black jerseys, and it's certainly not going to be that successful all the time when you have that open space out wide. And you can see that's just one of their forwards starting it out, and not much to it. So I just wanted to play a little bit longer for you guys, just so you can see this is them defending in their own half or their own defensive third here. So again, as we've talked to you guys all season long, if we try and attack through this channel right here, we may score a goal, and we may create some opportunities, but nothing is going to beat us getting the ball out wide so that we can move them a little bit more, and create more overloads out wide. As you can see, this is a center back in all the way in their half. So again, you got to be careful because there's always a transition element to that, but just moving the ball in a 3v1 right here seems to, they're not really running after the ball too hard. And you can see some of the Roofers players are putting themselves into challenges where they don't need to be challenged, and they get out of it and play it through. But again, for us, our tempo just needs to be quick. Here's a clip of their transition, just kind of a forward glance from the goalkeeper. But once she does get her turn, and then you can see what they're trying to do, just trying to get the ball forward into the attack. Like I said, fairly direct, works hard to get it back, and then again, looks to play forward right away. A little bit of build up. They filled out, but most of the time it's just going to be a pass and then, a longer pass up into the forward area, to one of the forwards or to one of the midfielders. But again, the work rate's there. They're working hard to get it forward. They're just not able to connect a few passes, but they do end up getting it into the opponent's half. Now you can see they have numbers just kind of getting after it. Goalkeeper's distribution. Most of these kicks are within 40 yards, 30, 40 yards. So that's probably a better one there. It kind of shows you just 5 yards under the center circle or so. So anytime she's going to have the ball at her feet, especially a long goal kick, let's make sure our back line is at the inside the half. Our midfield is here, and then two forwards are here hunting together in the event she rolls it out. But we need to have numbers here to win first and clean up second balls in the middle right there. And then she just chucks it. So again, as you can see, turn and then look how spread out they are, forwards, and then these are midfielders, and then their backs are all the way there. So again, be ready to get the ball on a turnover, and then be ready, to get open and really try and move the ball quickly, as we get into the attack. Another rollout, and the ball in behind, or an attempt in behind. And a goal kick, even shorter than the last one. So there's no up and in going on in here. So I mean, if they continue to do this, then we'll have numbers centrally. But the fact that she's going to hit it, and they're pretty spread out, like we need to make sure we have all of our numbers here to win the first and second ball, because that, letting it bounce and getting to them is something that we need to be aware of. And again, I'll just show you, like on that goal kick there, two forwards here, 10 midfielders, and then right back, center back, center back, left back. Unless she proves that she can hit the ball over all of our heads, then we want to make sure that we're all in a good spot. Punt just to the center circle. So again, same thing, same discussion point there. Just really make sure that we're ready to go, and then that ball. A couple of pieces of their possession. Again, they're not trying to give the ball away. So there's certainly a couple players that are showing some skill here in moving the ball. Just running this for you guys just so that you can see. Right now this Lufu's group didn't make that very predictable. Again, the idea would have been to keep before she's able to turn here. Sorry, let me go back a little further. Once she plays this ball here, let's make sure that we get enough players to keep her going this way and make it a little bit more predictable. As you can see, instead they're able to get out of it. And again, this was probably, gosh, I mean, late in the first half, where they connected a couple of passes together. So again, just be aware. We want to make sure we're respecting the fact that they're in the playoffs and that they should get some, that they're going to work hard and try and create opportunities. But it's on us to really put our footprint on the game and dominate in every aspect in the far shot. So again, aware of that stuff. You know, they have time and space. Again, for us, we need to make sure our midfield looks like this and just don't allow them to get out of it. But they're able to switch the point of attack there and create a good opportunity. Probably the best opportunity of the day. We switch there, make sure we're shifting in. Good. So you can see you can win the ball back from them. and go to the goal right away. All right, so just to see what their restarts look like, you can see here they've got a lot of players inside. They even have one player here, even though there's only one out. So I'm not sure if they'll do that. If they do that and we get some services in, great. The short one might need to go to an outside back running up. Again, this is them. They don't have her there. So again, there's a potential to do a short one here. It depends on where we are, you know, in the game. That's just a goal from a header. Obviously, if we can serve the ball in and score goals from the service, then we want to do that as much as possible too. So this is Luke, as you can see, stacked everybody here, and again, that's why we might also want to stack because you can see all this space here for us to attack. Could be really important for us. Them attacking. Rewind that. You can watch that one more time just to see what kind of areas they're running into. That was another one for Lucas. Now they have all their numbers in the 18, so it's good for us to be able to find an open player. An easy goal on the back post. So just recognize that they're going to be a little suspect on set pieces, so our delivery needs to be really good, and then obviously our finishing needs to be excellent as well. And again, recognize they're giving away. There's a lot of corners here, like 6 or 7 corners, and I didn't put them all in from the video. So just recognize that every little opportunity we get, to get a set piece, let's make sure we are all concentrated and ready. This is their run up. This is them attacking. You can see they have some numbers here. Second player here, one in front of the goalkeeper. So let's just make sure we're ready for this with our players being in the spots that they need to be in. Good. So that's the first opponent. Again, remember that this is just some ideas to give you a look at how they're going to play. Super important that we bring a strong mentality. We're really excited to see you guys perform.